Shabbat Shalom, everybody. It's lovely to see the sun shining after an amazing monsoon in this area this afternoon. Those of us who are here are hopefully going to have supper in the garden afterwards, but we're also welcoming people who are at home in different places around the country. Shabbat Shalom and welcome to KLS. If you have the KLS Siddur, we're starting the service on page 75 this evening, and I'm going to ask the Sandra number 1, I'm Sandra number 2, I'm going to ask Sandra number 1 to come and light the candles for us.
You shall call the Sabbath a delight. These lights we kindle are a symbol of joy. May their brightness lift our spirits and fill our hearts with happiness and peace. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivonu lahadlik ner shel Shabbos. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Sandra. The Sabbath has descended to enfold us in its mantle of peace. It brings to us the precious gift of time to embrace family and friends, to reflect more deeply on the meaning and purpose of our lives, and to worship in the beauty of holiness. May our Sabbaths always be sanctuaries of love and devotion, bringing contentment to our hearts, happiness to our homes, and blessing to our people. To hear some voices coming back from the sanctuary after all those months and months of Zoom. By the way, those of you who are here, you are allowed to take your masks off while you're sitting down. If you wish, it's entirely up to you, except when you're moving around, I think we're wearing them. So we're now on page 77. And please read the italics. The Eternal One reigns, let the earth rejoice.
Let the living hearts be glad.
Clouds and darkness surround you.
Righteousness and justice are the foundation of your throne.
Your lightnings illumine the world.
The earth sees and trembles.
Mountains melt like wax before you, O God.
Before the ruler of all the earth.
The heavens proclaim your righteousness.
And all the peoples behold your glory.
Zion hears and is glad.
The daughters of Judah rejoice in your judgments.
For you are supreme over all the earth.
You are exalted far above all other gods.
Light dawns for the righteous.
And joy for the upright in heart.
Let the righteous rejoice in you.
And give thanks to your holy name.
And that was from Psalm 97. And we're now going to sing Yedid Nefesh, which is the next song on page 78. And I have Fleur up here on the bimmer with me to make ourselves into a mini choir. So now we're going to turn to page 92 for the Baruch Hu. And, said looking for, yeah. So we are 1 month now from Rosh Hashanah, and when we come to the High Holy Days, we have some different and traditional tunes for some of the basic prayers. So I thought tonight I might just teach 2 of those so that you'll know them when we come to Rosh Hashanah. So what we're going to do is sing a little bit at a time, and you can sing back, and then hopefully you'll learn the tune for the Baruch Hu for Rosh Hashanah. Of course, the cantor, which won't be me on Rosh Hashanah, will be somebody who can sing properly, sings the first line. And then you're going to learn the second line, which is Baruch Adonai Hamavorach Leolam Va'ed. So we're just going to have a little practice of that line. Okay, so we're starting on a C. So I'm going to go. Do you want to try that bit now?
But lower.
Alright.
Not lower.
Yeah, that is better. Good, thank you, folks. Okay, the next bit goes. Want to try that bit? Leolam Va'ed. Leolam Va'ed. Leolam Va'ed. Leolam Va'ed. So now we'll do it properly. I'm going to sing the first line and then we'll all sing the second line together.
Do you want me to do the melody for the first line as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's just start.
Sorry, start again. Your turn. You can all sign up for the choir. We're at the top of page 93 now. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'arif aravim, v'chochma potech sha'arim, v'tvuna masaneh itim, u'machalif et hazmanim, u'msadeh et hakochavim, v'mishmaroteihem b'rkei kirtzono. Borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or, ma'avir yom u'mevit layla, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה. אדוני צבאות שמו. ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב ערבים. Let's read together in English. Unending love have you shown your people, the house of Israel. Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts have you taught us. When we lie down and when we rise up, we will reflect on the meaning of your laws and rejoice in the words of your Torah and in your mitzvot forever. On them we will meditate day and night, for they are our life and the length of our days. May your love never depart from us. We praise you, O God. You love your people, Israel. So now we're on page 94 for the Shema, and I'm going to do the same thing and teach you the Rosh Hashanah tune. I'm not going to do this for every song, don't worry, it's just this one now. So it's a really lovely tune, and so I'm going to do it in 5 little bits. I'm going to sing a bit and you can sing back. Okay? Shema Yisrael. Right, let's start again. Shema Yisrael. Do you want to try that? Shema Yisrael. Well done, everybody. Continuing. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, v'chol levavecha u'v'chol nafshecha, u'v'chol ma'odecha. V'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh, asher anochi mitzavcha hayom, al levavecha. V'shinantom levanecha, v'dibarato bom, v'shivtecha b'veitecha, u'v'lechtecha v'aderech, u'v'shokbecha u'v'mecha. Ukasharatom leot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot bein einecha, ukataftom al mezuzot beitecha, u'visharecha. Le'man tizkaru, v'asitem lekum mitzvotai, v'yitem kadoshim le'Elohechem, ani Adonai. Let's read together in English. All this we hold to be true and sure. You alone, Eternal One, are our God. We are Israel, your people. You have freed us from oppressors and delivered us from tyrants. You led us out of Egypt, forever to serve you in freedom. When we witnessed your power, we praised your name and gave thanks. Willingly we accepted your rule. Then full of joy we sang together. And it has been said, the Eternal One has delivered Jacob and redeemed us from the hand of one stronger than ourselves. We praise you, O God, Redeemer of Israel. Let's read together. Grant, Eternal God, that we may lie down in peace, and let us rise up to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your wise counsel, and for your name's sake be our help. Shield us from sickness and war, from famine and distress, and keep us from wrongdoing. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings. You are our guardian and deliverer, a gracious and merciful God. Guard our going out and our coming in, that now and always we may know life and peace. We praise you, O God. May your sheltering peace descend on us and on all who dwell on earth. So please stand if you are able for the Amidah. Adonai Sefer Tifta Ufiach Italilatecha. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor Hanura, El Elyon, Gomer Hasadim Tovim, v'Konei Hakol, v'Zocher Hasdei Avot v'Imahot, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומשיח מגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי מתים אתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מזריח השמש ומוריד הטל. מחכה חיים וחסד, מחיי מתים ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונותיו בשני עפר. מחמוך הגבורות ומדום מלך, מלך ממית ומקיים ומצניע ישועה. ונאמן אתה לחיות מתים, Baruch
atah Adonai,
Machayeh Hametim. You are holy, awesome is your name. We have no God but you. We praise you,
eternal one, the holy God.
And please feel free to sit down. We thank you, O God, for this Sabbath day, which calls us to a closer communion with you. Though you are near to us at all times, you reveal your presence most clearly when we direct our thoughts towards you in worship and meditation. In you, O God, our humanity is exalted. You are our life. From you come its greatness, its power, its beauty. Establish in us, we humbly pray, a devotion to you that shall be firm in all the circumstances of life. May this service renew in our hearts the sense of your presence and bring us peace. So now we're going to turn over to page 100. Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avotenu, Ritzei v'mnuchatenu, Kadshenu b'mitzvotecha, v'tein chalkeinu b'toratecha, Sab'enu mitubecha, v'samchenu b'shuatecha, Taheh libeinu le'ovdecha be'emet. Abkileinu Adonai Eloheinu, b'ahava uvratzon Shabbat kodshecha, V'yanuchu ba Yisrael makdshei shemecha, Baruch atah Adonai, Makadesh Shabbat. Now we're going to sing Ritzei, which may be on the song sheets that I've given you or may not, I just don't know. Bottom of page 100. We give thanks that you, eternal one, are our God, as you were the God of our ancestors. You are the rock of our life, the power that shields us in every age. We thank and praise you for our lives, which are in your hand, for our souls, which are in your keeping, for the signs of your presence we encounter every day, and for your wondrous gifts at all times, morning, noon, and night. We praise you, O God, source of goodness, to whom our thanks are due. And now we're going to sing Shalom Rav.
Shalom,
take some moments for silent prayer. Yehayu laratzon imrefi behegyon lepi lefanecha. Yehayu laratzon imrefi behegyon lepi lefanecha. Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri v'goali. Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri this is where I'm just going to have a peep and see if I can see who's out there on the World Wide Web, so we can say hello to them. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how to do this, but if I go into Kingston Liberal Synagogue, oh yeah, to turn the volume down first of all, and let's see if I can get any sense of who's there. Yes, so I can see Renee. Shabbat Shalom and Mazel Tov on becoming a British citizen. Julie, Shabbat Shalom. I can see Mike and I can see James and I can't see anybody else.
So we've also got Natalia, who's with Ashton and Anna and Karen. Sounds like they're having a bit of a girls' night, actually.
Okay, Natalia, Karen.
Yeah, that's what they told me.
Various. Super. Anyway.
And Jill Norman, Sarah Stone, Sybil.
Oh my goodness. I don't know if you can hear the names.
James, Mike, Jenny, and Sandra Webber is also watching.
So Rebecca's told us who's out there. So anyway, it's lovely that you're all out there. So now you get to hear me talk for a little bit. So as you know, those of us who are here are going to be having dinner together afterwards. And unfortunately, those of you who aren't with us won't be having dinner with us, but hopefully you will be having some sort of, or will have had, some sort of Shabbat meal. But I'm going to talk about Shabbat dinners. And I'm going to actually, lots of you must have the Claudia Roden Jewish cookbook, but I don't know if you ever read the text that's in there. There's lots of interesting stuff. And so I'm going to read a bit about what she put in her introduction about Shabbat meals. In the old days, cooking revolved around the Sabbath and festivals. A characteristic of traditional Jewish life was the contrast between the sobriety of weekday food and the opulence of Sabbath and holiday food. According to biblical prescription, the Sabbath should be a day of joy and beauty, when the best possible food should be prepared. This is also set out in the Talmud. The pattern was to eat very meagre, cheap food all the week, but come the Sabbath, the choicest foods were on the table. During the week, the food depended on the day's position. On Thursday night and Friday lunch, you ate light, usually dairy meals, in preparation for the onslaught on the stomach of the Sabbath. And on Sunday and thereafter, you made do with the leftovers. Fasting and feasting are major elements in the holidays, and food plays a symbolic role in the rituals and celebrations. In her book about Algerian Jewish traditions, social anthropologist Joël Baloul describes the festive table as a place of cult and the unfolding of the meal as a liturgical reenactment of what goes on in the temple. She explains that the ritualization of gastronomic acts transforms the kitchen into a sanctuary, transforms the dining room into a miniature temple, the table into an altar, the convivial gatherings into a commune of the faithful, and the cook into a high priestess, it says here. Let's not make any assumptions, but the lighting of candles by the woman of the house, I'm reading here, the ritual washing of hands, the reciting of Kiddush over wine by the head of the family, the breaking of bread and passing around of pieces with a sprinkling of salt, all these actions, accompanied by blessings, hymns, and special prayers, contribute to giving the meal a sacred character. Now, she also talks about, a bit later, about the Jews of Spain and the Spanish Inquisition. And you probably know that because of attacks on Jews in Spain at the time, a lot of Jews supposedly converted to Christianity, or to Catholicism, as it was, of course. But they still weren't safe because they were suspected of really practicing Judaism in their hearts and in their homes. And so the Inquisition was hunting for people. And it's interesting what role food played in this. And it says here that many women went in front of the inquisitors and were put to the stake because they were discovered cooking their Shabbat food on Friday before the Sabbath. Inquisitors would walk the streets on Fridays and Saturdays to catch the cooking smells, or lack of them, that emanated from beneath the doors, which would be a sign of converts still adhering to their old religious traditions. Many Jews gave themselves away by not lighting the fires in their houses on Saturdays. One inquisitor said to the governor of Seville in 1500, "My lord, if you wish to see how these conversos keep the Sabbath, come up this tower with me." When they reached the top, he said, "See how you can tell the houses of the conversos. However cold it is, you will never see smoke coming from their fires on a Saturday." Now, an American researcher has studied the records from the inquisitorial court and has found that many testimonies were given by former servants or by neighbours whose identities were never revealed, and the charges most often made were that the women lit candles and wore clean clothes on the Sabbath, that they didn't eat pork or seafood and didn't mix milk or meat, that they salted their meat and they cooked on Friday for the Saturday. And the chaplain, somebody called Andres Bernaldez, the chaplain to the Inquisitor, wrote that the conversos, the converted people, never lost the habit of eating in the Jewish manner, preparing their meat dishes with onions and garlic and frying them in oil, which they used instead of pork fat. Today, this is how everyone cooks in Spain, but in the past, Christians used pork fat for cooking and its displacement by oil was a legacy of the Jews. So just to finish off, she said, if you look at photographs of a table laid out for the Sabbath or a holiday in any corner of the world, you will see it impeccably set with embroidered white tablecloth and napkins and richly ornamented dishes and silver candlesticks. This is a reflection of the importance of the table and of the solemnity of festive occasions in Jewish life. Friday night gatherings and festive occasions have always been one of the highlights of the Jewish experience and one of the great bonds of Jewish family and community life. So, there we are. I thought that would be...
now. I'm hungry now.
Yes, Rebecca's hungry now. Okay, so now we're going to go to the concluding prayers, which, if you have your Siddur, are on page 520, I think, yes. And you may stand for the Aleinu if you can and if you wish. Aleinu l'shabayach l'adon hakol, לתת רוצה בראשית, אשר שם חלקנו לאחד את שמו, וגור עלינו להמליך מלכותו, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושמיעתו זו, וגומלי מרומי, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, כהגתו ותורתו, ידעת היום והשמותה אל לבביך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד. Now we're going to read together on page 521. I've just realised I should have learnt to sing Rebecca's alternative to this since she's here, but I haven't learnt to sing it. Next time. Let's read. Trusting in you, eternal God, we hope soon to behold the glory of your might, when false gods will vanish from our hearts and idolatry cease forever. Help us to perfect the world by bringing it under your unchallenged rule, when all invoke your name, relinquish evil and turn to you alone. May all who dwell on earth come to know that to you every knee must bend and every tongue swear loyalty. Before you let them humble themselves, and to your glorious name let them give honour. Let all submit to your sovereign rule. May that time come soon and last forever. For ultimate sovereignty is yours, and to all eternity will reign in glory, as it is written, the Eternal One shall reign forever. Page 522. As we worship before you, O God, we think of those who once shared with us the joys and burdens of life, and who are no longer in our midst. The sorrow of bereavement is softened by the bond of love, which continues to unite us with our dear ones, and by our cherished memories of them, which we will always carry in our hearts. May all that was good in their lives remain with us as an influence for good. O God, grant consolation to those who are in sorrow and light to those in darkness. Teach us at all times to put our trust in you and to praise your name. And before we say the Kaddish on page 524, I'm just going to tell you who the yahrzeits are for tonight. So tonight we are particularly thinking of George Regal, father of Mary Simmons, who is here with us tonight, grandfather of Robert, Alison and Nathan. Mary, we wish you a long life. And not with us tonight, we're thinking of Philip Schwartz, father of Francis Leifer, Lily Solomon's mother of Mike Solomons, Ruth Myers, mother of Natalie Ruthnam, and grandmother of Max and Georgia. Does anybody have any other names they want to mention for?
Yes, my late cousin, Rochelle Hyman, it's a year ago that she died.
Okay, so that's Fleur's cousin Rochelle Hyman, who died 1 year ago. We're on page 524. Yitkadal v'yitkadash Shnei Rabbah, B'alma d'Ivrahirutei v'yamlich malchutei, V'chayechonu v'yomechon, V'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala u'vitzman karev v'imru amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah v'barach v'yalam u'mei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'al v'yitrolam v'yitnasei. Tada v'yitalei v'yitalal Shmei Kedusha Barishu. Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechem Nechemata Damira Alma V'imru Amen. Yehei Shalom
Rabba min Shemaya.
V'chayim Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Osei Shalom B'Ramav Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'al Kol B'nei Adam V'imru Amen. Please sit down. Illustrious Chair, Craig, do you have any announcements you wish to make?
Not particularly. It's well, okay, we've got one. How about the garden party? I think that's the next major social event on the 15th, Sunday the 15th of August. With great thanks to Tina and Neil, who are hosting it in their lovely garden in West London.
And can everybody at home hear you speaking from there?
I believe they can.
Good, okay, so I don't have to...
They can hear from every part in the synagogue.
Oh,
so
fabulous.
If
Haven't got to
you're
repeat
talking
it.
they can hear you.
Garden party. So there was a KLS walk a few weeks ago, and it ended in Tina and Neil's garden, and those of us who were there said, would it be lovely to come here again? So
You invited yourselves.
yeah, so it's...
I'm looking forward to meeting the donkeys.
It's going to... And there's donkeys, yeah, it's going to be beautiful. Okay, so for our final song, we're going to sing Adon Olam. Some of you have got a song sheet here. It's the last one on there. It's really just... there's the normal words to Adon Olam, except... Some of you have sung this before. It's got a kind of little chorus that goes, hi, die, die, diddy, die, die, die. You'll get the hang of it.
Get the words.
Hi, die, die, diddy, die, die, die. Hi, die, 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 die. Hi, die, die, diddy, die, die, die. Hi, die, diddy, die, 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 die. Hi, die, die, diddy, die, 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 die. Ba'ado of kidruchi, ba'eti shan va'ira, va'imruchi gaviati, Adonai li v'lo ira. Into your hand I place my soul. Asleep, awake, for you are near. And with my soul, my body too. You are my God, I shall not fear. Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shalom.
Lovely, well done.
Thank you.